Okay, we're going to go through this correlation example, the correlations with computers example. And hopefully you've got all your data loaded up. There are several pieces of information that's included in this. Um, Education level, age, and then 5 measures. And we're just focused on the computer one right now about computers, how much experience they have, 1 week or less. Two is between 1 week and 1 month, et cetera, et cetera. Computer anxiety is a score, and this is done with it like a survey, a score indicating anxiety of using computers. So the higher your score, the more comfortable you are with it. Level of confidence, how much you like using a computer, and how useful you think they are. This database also has a set of information about statistics, and we're going to use that later on. You'll use that in your example, so you'll see a lot of this information again. So first thing we want to do is see if these measures, computer experience, anxiety, confidence, like use, have any relationship with each other. So to make that happen, you're going to click on Analyze, drop down to Correlate, select Bivariate. And then you simply want to move your computer measures from the left side to the right. And we're going to switch this to Spearman's because the computer experience is a ranking. Actually, I want to take that back. For this, you can use it for Pearson. It'll work out okay. And we also have this check mark. You want it to find the significant correlations for you. So leave that. On the test of significance, leave that two-tailed because you don't want to cut your level of significance in half. It's okay to leave it two-tailed. We're just looking right now. Okay, and you should get something that looks like this. And what this shows is the correlation between this variable, computer experience, computer anxiety, the correlation between computer experience and computer competence, the correlation between computer experience and how much you like computers, correlation between computer experience and how useful computers are. And what you'll notice is if you can either look at it like this or you can look at it going down. But the numbers here and here are the same. And actually, these numbers in this lower left-hand corner are mirror images of this because, for example, the correlation between computer liking and computer competence is the same as the correlation between computer competence and computer liking. They're just mirror images of each other. You just end up with twice as much information. And very often what you'll see is when you read these, this part will be blanked out and just eliminates confusion. Now, you're looking for two things. You're looking for the correlation, this R value, which runs anywhere, as I said, from -1 to 1, including 0. A positive number getting close to a 1 is a strong positive correlation. A negative number getting close to -1 is a weak correlation. So that's part of it. The other part is the significance, and this is the p-value that we're always looking for. We want something less than 0.05. And because we set that little flag, the check mark on there, said we want it to tell us where the significant correlations are, it does that with these little asterisks. In this example, it gives us a correlation at the 0.01 level, anything less than that. So, taking computer anxiety and computer experience, the correlation between those is a 0.55. That's a pretty strong correlation. And it is a significant correlation because it's less than 0.01. This, computer competence and computer anxiety, has a much stronger correlation. It's 0.885. It's closer to 1. So, and it's significant as well. So how confident you are with them has a whole lot to do with how comfortable you are with them. As remember from the example that we gave, that computer anxiety meant a higher score means you're more comfortable. That makes sense. That seems like that would be true. Now, look at computer experience, computer use. There's a positive correlation. It's not a strong correlation. 0.356 is not the greatest correlation in the world, but even at that, it's significant correlation. So just because you have some experience with them, that doesn't necessarily mean that you find them useful, so to speak. Of course, remember, that doesn't mean cause and effect. It's just a relationship between those. So that's one way of doing this. Now, let's get rid of that. And let's try looking at the correlation between education and, let's see, what is that? Yeah, we'll do education. So all we gotta do is move that over. But we want to switch this to Spearman because that is a ranking. So we're going to change that. Now, when we look at this, what we're really interested in, we're not really interested in how computer anxiety and experience and confidence and liking are related to each other anymore. That was the previous one. Really what we want to focus on is this part down here. What is the correlation between the amount of education that you have in your experience, anxiety, confidence, liking? The only significant correlation between education level and these measures is this one, how much you like computers. There seems to be a fairly weak positive correlation. It is less than 0.05. Down here, none of these other correlations are significant. That means there is no significant relationship between these. These are greater than 0, but not much greater than 0. So there's not much of a relationship between those two. These numbers, 0.514, is the same as it was before, because it's still the same correlation. So that's how you read these. They're actually fairly simple to read. Just remember, you don't want to get this mixed up with cause and effect. The other thing to remember is the explained variance. You know that there's some kind of relationship between computer experience and computer anxiety, for example. But what is causing that relationship isn't completely calculated by just those two variables. There's some other things that contribute to that we haven't accounted for. So if you were to square 0.514, that gives you 0.26, or 26%. The relationship between computer anxiety and computer experience is only explained, that only explains 26% of the relationship, meaning that what is causing this correlation is not accounted for. 74% of what's causing this relationship is not accountable for by anything we collected. That's a lot. So there's not a lot that we can really say about that. So if you can get up into numbers like this is 0.882, if you square that's 78%. That means there's only 22% that we can't account for in terms of computer confidence and computer anxiety. Given that those are very, very closely related, there's not a lot else that's going to contribute to that relationship. So that makes sense that that would be pretty low. So hopefully this will help you understand the process of looking at correlations and how to do them. Like I said, they're fairly simple. They're not nearly as complicated as something like an ANOVA, but they are limited because they just help you identify relationships. If you want to know more about this, you have to use other statistics like ANOVAs and t-tests, things like that, to be able to find out more information. So that wraps this up. You have a practice that's available to you with the same kind of data using statistics.